Hi, welcome to a glorious summer day in summer, and what we've got lined up for you today is something a little bit different. I know it's my Suzuki, but we're going to have a long overdue look round probably what's one of our most closely guarded secrets, and the reason for that will become evident as we get further into the video. But if you look behind me, what you should be able to see is Mitsubishi Minicab, but if you look at the number plate, the green stripe shows you that it's not your normal Mitsubishi Minicab, it's actually a Minicab MiEV, which is the Mitsubishi Innovative electric vehicle range. Those of you who know a little bit about this, maybe you don't, you may have seen the UK MiEV, which was the first, I'd have to look, probably about 2008, 2009. It was the world's first production electric vehicle, and they licensed it to Peugeot and Citroën, the C1 and the Ion. So there are quite a lot of examples around which this is based on now. In Japan, they launched this. They also launched a little pickup, but this, quite a popular thing, and it is the most useful vehicle ever. I cannot tell you how much we use this vehicle. We got this vehicle because it was of interest to me. I wanted to have a little bit of foray into the electric vehicles because they were coming online, and I kept looking at them and thinking, what's the pros, what's the cons? I didn't know enough people who had electric vehicles. Everybody that I spoke to who were mechanics said they didn't know anything either. But obviously by 2030 everybody's going to have to be at least a little bit of aware of what's going on. So we imported this well over 12 months ago. Not a 2-minute job to import this because this is December 2012, so it's not even 10 years old. When we got it last year, it was probably 8 years old, and it goes through a completely different procedure. The Jimneys that we do, we normally get them over 10 years old. We've got a 2020 Jimny at the moment, which has just yesterday gone for an IVA, so you'll be seeing a video for that very shortly. But this particular vehicle, I wanted to show you around it now, because my partner went to Crete. She went to Crete last week. Very lucky to get a flight out, because depending when you're watching this video, it was when all the TUI flights were getting cancelled, all the Jet2 flights were getting cancelled. EasyJet flights were getting cancelled, left, right and centre. She got hers cancelled, then just bought a flight, went to Crete, found a hotel, and may never see her again because people are not getting back. So if she got back now and this was not here, she got bananas, because the reason is we got this, it was a little bit of a tester, and obviously because it's so different, we decided to run it. You can't really sell things to people when they ask questions, say, well, I don't really know anything about it. So for that, and also I was intrigued as what it entailed, how useful it would be, how useful on a daily basis it would be. So as it's turned out, we use this vehicle, and this is why it's not real. We haven't advertised it. It's on the website. It's on the website. We just really so people can get in touch and say, I like the look of that. How much are they? Can you get me one? Personally, my view is everything's for sale. But it's one of those where if you don't actually advertise it, it's very difficult to sell it. So we use this, I would say, at least twice a day. A typical day would be get up in the morning, go to the gym. We both go to the gym. We usually go to the gym early, so my partner can do the school run and I can get on with anything else. It's out of the way. It's about 3 miles away. We zip down in the electric truck, go to the gym, come back. Sometimes I might take the kids to school, so I'll flip the seats up. It's like a little people carrier. Or if not, I'll take the dog for a walk. But what happened is that about exactly a year ago, pretty much last June, I broke my ankle. After I got the pot off, I was struggling to walk, so this was absolutely priceless, because the park that we take the dog to is quite a walk and it's all uphill. So I could drive up in this with the dog. What I'd do is throw dog's bed in the back, she jumps in the back, just drive up to the park, she has a run round, comes back down, we go at the tip in it, it fits at such a lot of things in it. Anything that needs picking up. What we did the other week, we had up in a spare bedroom, we had an L-shaped corner sofa which had so many cushions, it was unbelievable. Got every one of them into here, and went and picked up a sofa bed, went here, had it trucked and dropped it off, brought it on myself. So it's incredibly big, so let's have a look inside. Okay, so we're going to look in the back door for now. That is the bed. The bed is substantial. I mean, I'm not going to do it because I'm just going to look a fool. But I could line that, you could put a mattress in there and you could go for an away day. This tailgate is huge. It's a huge tailgate. We'll button all the doors down shortly. But on a sunny day, you can have a picnic here. On a rainy day, it keeps the rain off. It's in Japan, they do little campers made out of this. They're minuscule, but I mean, obviously, it's not gonna be like on a par with a Winnebago, but horses for courses. So, hopefully you can see. I'm gonna do this with one hand, so it might look a little bit more awkward than it actually is. This flips up, locks into there. You've got a little tab there, hopefully you can see that. Pull that forward, and there, one-handed, with no drama whatsoever, you've got a bench seat, and it's a safe bench seat. It's not everything locks down. Makes it into a 4-seater. Shut that door. Shut this door. And wander around the other side. That door. This door. More doors than you can shake a stick at. Followed by the tailgate. And there we go. Very, very, very compact vehicle. Extremely compact. Small, incredibly big inside. It's one of these things that the Japanese absolutely excel at, because it's one of the K cars, which means it's restricted by the width, the length, and the size of the engine. I mean, obviously the engine doesn't matter whatsoever on this because it's an electric one. Fully electric. I'll show you under the bonnet, but the bonnet doesn't open. There is nothing under there. There's nothing at the front. No need for anything at the front. So somebody wants to service on an electric car. It was a MiEV, just a car version. And he said, right, I mean, you can look it on YouTube. He said, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to service this car. He opened the bonnet. I think the bonnet opens on them to get to the washer bottle. He filled the washer bottle up and he said, right, that's it. End of the service. You will get, obviously, you'll get garages, specialists, everybody's saying, oh, you need a health check, you need this, you need that. It's got your health checks, your MOT, your running gear, your suspension, anything like that gets checked at the MOT. But it's got a great little, they love the visibility things, if you can see there. It's got a mirror that if you look in your rear view mirror, you see the entire floor. Huge, as I say, huge back door, 2 sliding doors either side, got the privacy glass. Wheels. Everybody looks at the wheels and says, oh, they look a bit small. Yes, they are small, because it's a small vehicle, and they are 12-inch tyres. The only thing that this failed on when it went for the IVA is the IVA's. It's a test that the DVSA put cars through if they're imported, if they're less than 10 years old, and that's why this was a little bit more taxing, because we had to take it to Manchester. The only thing it failed on was that the tyres, and there's nothing wrong with the tyres, but they didn't have a stamp, a safety stamp, an EU stamp. So we've got 4 tyres. Not the best quality, but they've been on 12 months and there's no wear to them whatsoever. And it was £100 for 4 fitted. So there you go. Tax, the tax on this vehicle, as you would expect, zero tax. And in the background there, hopefully, you can see the charger. That plugs into a 3-pin 13 amp socket, just a normal socket in your wall, and then just plugs into the vehicle. So as soon as you get back, look, can you see it? There we go. Boom, that opens there, and I'll show you how easy it is. So look, we got it there. That plugs in like that. Starts clicking away, and depending on how much charge we've got and how much charge we've used, usually full in a couple of hours. If you're not in a rush, you can always top it up. There's the dog. That shows you how warm it is today. She's absolutely zonked. She's been out swimming, and that's why I'm doing this walk around on the car, because I took her swimming into a local pond, and not a pond, sort of a reservoir with a little bit, a bit shallow, a bit of a beach on it, and she was wet through. She got in, the floor was wet through. I looked at it and I thought, you know what, it's been about a year since I cleaned this. So we've got the cleaning of the inside video before I did this, so it might sound a little bit out of step if you watch the whole video, but I showed, you know what I mean, I've opened the battery compartment, everything. It's given it a really good clean. It looks amazing. Everything in this car, all the seats, because it is realistically it's a commercial vehicle with windows, so all the seats are washable, waterproof, comfortable. There's your, if you can see there, that's the battery level on the left, which is pretty low. Been all over today. Went to the gym first thing, then I went to the school, then I went a little bit further with the dog. There's some moors near us called Marsden Moor, and it's got somewhere it's really quiet. She can go swimming in it. That's her drink, and that's my drink. We'll be taking them out shortly. Obviously mine's coffee, hers is water. She's not allowed coffee, not her age, a little bit young for it. But what I'm trying to show you is standard feature on this. It's a cup holders which are integrated into the vents, and what makes that really good is it's got aircon. Got aircon on there on a really hot day. Put your aircon on, put your cold drink in there, keeps it cold. Great idea. We've got, it should really, I mean, the thing is, it's this is something that I did probably about a year ago. I put in a dash cam. Would have been just as easy to wire it in. Laziness, I'm guessing, on my part, I'm afraid. Got to admit to it. There's the inside of it. Automatic. There's a ball. She loses every so often. We've got a great big supply of them. The automatic, we've got park, we've got reverse, we've got neutral, which is just normal. Then we've got drive, which is quite fast, quite powerful, and it really zips it. You don't mean it unless you're up against something a little bit tasty. you will set off from the traffic lights faster than anything else. It goes and just zips. It's not got great top speed, but it's, you know what I mean, it's not like a Tesla, but it just goes. Eco limits how much gas, for want of a better, how much power you can turn on. It just limits it. B for brake. Downhill, it's like a course system on the Formula One. Put it into B, go down quite steep hills, and your mileage goes up on the mileometer, guessometer that people call it a lot. I've been up on the moors and had about 4 miles left, but known even though might be 6 miles home, and because it's all downhill, might have come home, I've got 10 miles left, so it does increase it. Head unit there. Again, that can easily be swapped out for, it's a Japanese one. It will play, it'll play Radio 1, Radio 2, which isn't my favourite, but I'm stuck with it on a lot because every Japanese car will only play Radio 2. It will do other stuff though. You've got SD cards, you've got auxiliary inputs, but it's easy enough to swap that out for a double DIN Chinese head unit. Probably about £150, but with that you would get an Android head unit, which you could then put on Waze or Google Maps, or I use TomTom. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, I pay for TomTom. Everything else is free, but I pay for TomTom because it does things that I want it to do. I can create routes, I can do all sorts with it. You can have multiple systems if you paid, and it's not a lot of money. It's £20 a year, which £19.99, not the end of the world. You've got airbags everywhere. You've got your airbags there. You've got airbags in the steering wheel. All in all, one last thing. On this side, we're on the other side now, just in case you're losing your bearings, your orientation. That there is, for those of you who don't know, and those of you who do know, that is a Chademo Charger. Now the Chademo is a fast charger that you will find at, we've got one, the closest one to us is Morrison's. And it's just on the charging network. You buy you sign up with companies. There's all sorts of ways to do it. You sign up with a company, you can plug your Chademo into there, or if you've got the correct cabling, you can, this is a Type 2, you can have you can have a connector that goes out to a Type 2 charger. So you've got multiple options. Under there, could do with a bit of a wash, but the actual condition of it, terrific. It's like any other Japanese input. If you can hear that, that's the battery charging up, ready to go. As I say, great little tool. Now this, when it came, it had some graphics down the side. We've taken the graphics off, and I am very, very, very close to adding some new graphics. And I don't know whether to do it or whether to leave it as it is. I'm really, do you know what I mean? I've been busy with a lot of stuff. There's a dog, I think the dog's thrown the towel in there. She's had enough. The sun. Could do with some suntan lotion on. She's a little bit white, a bit like me. So where was I? No, what I was saying was, as an advertising tool, this would be tremendous if you got it graphicked up, because everybody looks at it everywhere you go. If you go to the tip, you go to the petrol station, guarantee somebody comes up, you park in a car park, somebody comes up and says, oh, is that electric? Ask you all about it, not necessarily with a view to buy it, but it's an out of interest thing, which is great, really. So there it is. You put all sorts on it. It's the biggest question, and I think I've covered this a little bit when we were washing it. Biggest question we get asked, first question is, what's the range? And that's the biggest draw. That is the biggest con, which I've left right to the end. I cannot praise this vehicle enough. However, it's the range. The range is around about 40 miles. Obviously we live in Yorkshire. We live pretty much on the Pennines, and everywhere you go is a hill. It's either uphill or downhill. So it is quite taxing. It's quite taxing on it. But it works for us. It works for us because we know its limitations. We know its limitations. We just go where we're going, park it in the corner, plug it in, it's ready to go. It won't be long now before it's fully charged. But it's horses for courses. If you work for Amazon, if you're a delivery driver and you're doing 200 miles a day, it's not for you. It is not the vehicle for you. However, I cannot tell you how many different people this is for, especially running around a city, London, Birmingham, Manchester, anywhere like that. The slower you go, the more it lasts. It's not a motorway vehicle. I've been on the motorway. It keeps up, but it drains it. It drains it terribly fast. We don't go on the motorway. We drive around here, and that's all we need it for. And there you have it. Great little vehicle. I'm glad I did this. It's only because it was a bit dirty and it needed a good wash today. So, and it's such a glorious day, so it was an excuse for me to be out in the sun. So, I'm going to leave that there with you. Mitsubishi MiEV. One other thing, for the scarcity value, I do not know of any more in this country. I really don't. On a couple of forums with a MiEV owners club, and there's a lot of people and they absolutely love their vehicle. One of the biggest things, one of the biggest issues they've got, especially when you're talking about a car that's going back to around about 2009, is rust, rot, corrosion, and this has nothing whatsoever. Before the end of this year, we will be undersealing it. Just undersealing everything, give it some protection. Unless it gets sold. Get in touch, have a word, make us an offer. Like I say, everything is for sale, even this, as long as you don't tell my partner. So, till the next one, over and out. Did we mention the turning circle and the maneuverability? Puts taxis to shame. This is the most manoeuvrable thing I have ever driven. But it also beeps a lot.